doing a quick little reading vlog for some comics. The lighting is very inconsistent in here, so hopefully I am lit at the moment. I'm going to be reading Pretty Deadly. I have read the first 2 volumes already, so they're going to be a reread. And then I just got the 3rd volume, which came out a couple months ago. I didn't even know there was going to be a 3rd volume, so I'm very excited to reread the first 2 because I don't really remember what happened, and read this 3rd one, and I thought I'd bring you along with me as I do some reading. So I'll check back in once I've read the first volume. Maggie, hi. Hi, girl. You're so cute. Oh, tired of it. Here's my reading outfit. Local bookstore sweater. Super comfy pants that I got from Target. Alright, I am a glowing ghost now. Reading time. I have a dog on my lap now. She's so cozy and warm. Alright, I just finished volume 1, and it is very hard to explain what this series is about. It's set in like the American West, and it's sort of following 2 storylines. One is this bunny skeleton and a butterfly, and they're talking about some like tales. And then there is this man named Fox who's blind. He's like kind of a cowboy, lone cowboy figure. And he has this young girl with him who wears a little vulture head. That's her, and her name is Sissy. And they're sort of traveling around together. And as the story goes on, the tale that's being told sort of gets interwoven with their story. And there's like death is a character, and yeah, it's very hard to explain because I feel like you have no idea what's going on when it starts, and then they sort of reveal stuff slowly. Yeah, but I really like it. It has just like a lot of really cool female characters set in this like beautiful like western setting, and it's got like really cool art style, like just very, very colorful. So yeah, I'm gonna read the 2nd one now. Oh, and I don't think I ever said who this is by. It's written by Kelly Sue DeConnick, who did Bitch Planet as well. And it's drawn by Emma Rios, who I'm not sure if I've read anything else by her. But yeah, so time for volume 2 now. Right, so I just finished volume 2. This one is set during World War I, so maybe like 40 or 50 years after the first one. I'm not sure exactly what time period this is set. And it's following one character. Her name is Sarah. She's here. She's this like black matriarch of this family, and she is dying, and they're sort of trying to like gather her kids to like say goodbye, or I guess her grandkids in some cases. And it follows a lot of the same characters from the first one, and them helping this family, and also dealing with World War I and like the sort of reapers who are involved in that. I don't know if that's a spoiler really, but yeah, so there are different reapers who sort of work for death, or like work with death. So there's like a Reaper of Fear, a Reaper of Courage, a Reaper of Grace, and they sort of help people move on in different situations. So there are two Reapers who you meet in the first one, who are Ginny and Alice. I can put a picture of the two of them. And yeah, Ginny is like the daughter of death, and I'm not really sure where Alice came from. I'm not sure if we learned that. And they're sort of I think they call them the Shield Maidens of Death. And yeah, then we have a couple of other characters from the first one. There's this guy, Johnny Coyote, and Molly Raven, and they're like shapeshifters. So Johnny's like sometimes a man, sometimes a coyote. Molly's sometimes a raven, sometimes a woman. So they're sort of, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pairs in this series. And yeah, this one was just as beautiful as the first one. I just love their use of colors. There was like there's lots of like really cool red scenes. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm so excited to see what the third one is about. It's called The Rat. Ooh, there actually was a rat in the second one. So I just read the back, and it looks like it's set in 1930s Hollywood. Okay. Well, excited to get to this one. It looks so pretty. I did not know that this came out. Like, this was one of my favorite series when they came out, I think in like 2016, 2017. And I just sort of assumed that they had stopped working on them. I know Kelly Sue DeConnick was working on other projects, so I just thought this one like got pushed aside or something. But I guess this came out last year, and so like the issues must have been coming out, and I just didn't know about them. So I'm gonna go make some tea and have a cookie, because I have some fancy cookies right now. And then I'm gonna read this last one, and I'll let you know what I think of it. I finished volume 3, and also my tea and cookie. Alright, so volume 3 follows kind of two storylines. One is following Death, or like the gardener character, who we've seen before, and they're like trying to sort of cultivate this garden, and it's sort of about talking about like, you know, like the cycles of life and death, and how death creates new life and stuff like that. And then in the real world is following, I talked about, what was her name, Sarah, the matriarch who passed away, and this is following one of her descendants' granddaughter, I think, and they're in Hollywood, and they have died, and so their uncle is sort of trying to figure out what happened with the help of Ginny, one of the Reapers, the redheaded one. And yeah, you meet some new Reaper characters, and it's sort of talking about like the obsession of Hollywood and this like thirst for like success and power. And this one is like a noir almost. So the first one is a western, the second one's a war one, and this one's a noir. So they sort of all play with like different classic like American genres, but all featuring like cool female characters, and also this sort of like folktale aspect with like death and like death's handmaidens and reapers and stuff like that. I don't know if there's going to be any more of these. This one was honestly a surprise for me, so... But yeah, it was fun to reread them. This is my third time now rereading the first two, and every time I reread them, I have completely forgotten the entire plot of the story. And I don't know why that happens every time, because I do really enjoy them. I just like can't seem to keep the story in my mind. I think because it's that sort of like folktale kind of telling, sort of like just fades away eventually. But anyways, that was my little reading vlog. I feel like, I don't know if this is fun because I can't really talk too much about like the second and third ones because it's a series, but I wanted to do this, I wanted to read these, so I was like, well, might as well film it. I like watching reading vlogs. It's like a nice rainy day here in LA. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know if you've also read Pretty Deadly, because it's one of my favorite series, and I feel like not a lot of people have read it. Or at least no one's talking about it right now, because it is kind of old. But the third one did come out last year, so yeah, let me know if you've read it. Recommend to me any similar comics, if you can think of any that are similar to this sort of like plot line. I love like sort of like stories within stories, so, and I feel like there are a decent amount of comics that do that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see y'all again with another video. Bye!